Y'all, hey, welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for stopping by. I'm gonna run down and grab the trash can, and I thought y'all could come with me, but y'all, look at this weather. It's starting to mist, and my hair is gonna go whoo and just get huge. But you know what they say, the bigger the hair, the smaller the hips look, which is okay with me these days because y'all, my sweet tooth has been kicking, and I've been making not the best choices. So that's what I want to talk about today. Let me get this trash can, get inside, I'll get us set up, and I want to talk about some actual good choices that we can make for desserts and sweet snacks when that sweet tooth kicks in and we just gotta have something sweet. So let me get this, get back to the house, get us set up, and I'll see y'all inside. All right, y'all, we're inside, we're set up. So, sorry about all this, and sorry about the light while we're talking about it, but y'all saw what the weather is like. It's overcast, there's just not much natural light coming in, so it is what it is. We're just gonna have to deal with it. But let's talk about what we're here to talk about, and y'all, that's sweets, desserts, snacks, whatever. We've talked about this before, y'all. I have to have good choices on hand when it's time to eat, like when I get hungry, or I'm gonna make bad choices. Like once I get hungry or once I get in my head that I want something, I'm gonna eat something. So if there are good healthy choices that sort of satisfy whatever craving I have or whatever it is that I have in my head that I want, chances are I'm gonna make those good choices. But if there are not good choices and there are bad choices around that'll satisfy that craving, guess where I'm going? And for me, y'all, I kind of try to do, so I'm a behaviorist at heart. I truly believe that in a lot of instances, humans are behaviorally driven. So if I'm trying to stop doing something, I try to have a replacement behavior for whatever that is that I'm trying to stop doing. And I'll explain that kind of as I'm going along. I have what I think are some better examples of that. So let me just start off by showing you what I have and explaining what I eat when I get hungry for a sweet snack or when I get in my head that it's time for dessert. One of my biggies is frozen fruit that I keep thawed in serving size containers in the fridge. So I'll make a couple, 3 of these and just let them thaw on the counter for a bit and then stick them in the fridge. This is getting cold. And then when I get hungry, all I have to do is grab that, throw in some Greek yogurt, and of course I use the plain non-fat Greek yogurt. Throw that in. It's ready to go literally within seconds, and then I have myself a snack. So y'all, this is an absolute standard for me. You see this over and over and over again. I eat it for breakfast every single day. I often eat it for a snack. I don't put anything else in my Greek yogurt, but if the Greek yogurt to you still has too much of that like Greek yogurt bit going on, maybe throw in some stevia, whatever your sweetener of choice is, a little bit of honey. Now you're picking up points there with honey anyway, you'd pick up points, even a little bit of sugar. You're gonna pick up some points there, but for me anyway, if it cures that sweet tooth, it's gonna save me a ton of points on other choices I might make. So Greek yogurt and fruit, and y'all, this is the Sam's Club 5-pounder of fruit, and I haven't opened it. The intern literally just brought me this today because he's my man. But inside here, there are individual 1-pound bags. So obviously I'll open this and then keep, a pound bag at a time. My other go-to is they just call it a mixed fruit at Walmart. I think by the ounce, this is cheaper, but the intern was at Sam's. So for me, it's cheaper when the intern buys that at Sam's because the intern's buying, I'm kidding. But I think the Walmart one is a little bit cheaper. Check. I want to say at Sam's it's 16, I don't know. I don't know why I'm even getting into all this. But anyway, this is often the one that I get. We talked about this in a haul maybe. Walmart has one that's called a tropical fruit mix and it's got coconut in it. And y'all, when I thaw it out and mix it up with the Greek yogurt, that coconut in there is not nice. So do what you think you want to do, but I am not using the tropical fruit mix. I just use the mixed fruit. So there's that. I throw in some blueberries. If you want it to be sweet, or even just something sweet to snack on straight out of the freezer, just some frozen bananas. So I forgot I even had these. I just dug these out of the freezer. But so I will throw just a couple of little slices of banana in with my fruit to thaw, and it gives it a nice little sweet taste, and this does not add points. So that's going to be number 1 on our list, and y'all, I'm not counting because I don't know how many I have, but yogurt with Greek yogurt, non-fat plain Greek yogurt with any of those frozen fruits is very high on my list of snacks. And y'all, did we talk about the time that my grocery delivery mistakenly brought me, I got like 2 things of plain Greek yogurt and 1 thing of vanilla Greek yogurt, which I tasted. Oh my word, it was so good. Well, y'all, I know better. I know better than to put something in my face hole without checking the points. It was so, okay, I was going to say it was so many points. It really wasn't so many points. It was some points. It was like, I don't know, 3 points for a quarter of a cup or something, which was way more points than I was willing to, but I ate it because it was so, so good. But I don't have it here. I don't have it on my list to talk about for points, but I think it might have been non-fat vanilla Greek yogurt. So it was still Greek yogurt, still had a lot of protein, was still non-fat, but it had sugar. It had so much sugar, and y'all, it tasted so, so good. It only happened that one time. I did not go to ordering it moving forward because it was so good, and I ate a whole lot of it. But yeah, that happened. Let's get back on track here with some cottage cheese. Now this is 1% cottage cheese, and y'all know I eat this with no sugar added canned fruit. And this, y'all, this is super sweet. So if you want that, the Greek yogurt with the frozen fruit isn't all that sweet unless you add sweet stuff to it. This is very sweet. So sometimes if I'm really having a sweet tooth and I don't want, we'll get to Built Bars. Built Bars have chocolate, so they do handle my sweet tooth. But if I don't want the points from the Built Bar, I'll start out with this. And y'all know that I eat a lot. Go on ahead and judge me. But I'll eat a whole can of fruit with some cottage cheese. Now, if you don't have fat-free cottage cheese, you're going to have to count some points, but it's not many points. And you can get a bunch of cottage cheese for not many points. Fill you up, get rid of that sweet tooth, and you're good to go. Y'all know I love Built Bars. Now, Built Bars, the Built Bars that I've had and that I've like checked the points on are either 3 or 4 points, depending on what you get. But there are different types, and they have these little like Built Bar bites. I don't mess with any of that. I just do the bars. So they have the puffs. Most of these are 4 points. This is the brownie batter one. So good. These, to me anyway, these will knock my sweet tooth right out. So if I'm really craving something sweet, and especially chocolate, Built Bar, 4 points. So puffs, there are the bars. This is the one that I pull out every time we talk about Built Bars. Y'all, I swear I've got different flavors. This is the mint brownie. This one's 3 points. And then they have granola bars. These are 3 or 4 points. And I think they still have 3 different flavors of granola bars, but all of these are covered in real chocolate. Now they've got like white chocolate and some other weird stuff. I only buy the chocolate ones because that's one of the benefits that I get from Built Bars, is getting that hit of chocolate to like cure my chocolate craving. So Built Bars are a great choice. Now, I've said this before, they're not cheap. I think you can get them, if you find them at the big box stores, they're like $25, $29 for 12. But for me, it's worth it. It's a high protein snack. It's low in points, and it knocks out my sweet tooth. Built Bars. Now let's get into some real desserty type options. Halo Top ice cream. Now, I should say ice cream, because y'all, this stuff's a little bit weird. It's not very, to me anyway, it's not very like creamy ice creamy, but it's 300 calories for the whole pint. Now some of them are like 360 calories, some are 310, so check them. But I think this, ooh, my hand's cold now. I think this one is 11 points for the whole half a pint. And 1/3 of a pint is a serving. So if you sit down and eat this whole thing, that's only 11 points. Now, that's almost, I get 23 points a day, so that's almost half of my points for the day. But if I'm going to eat half a pint of something, imagine what half a pint of Ben & Jerry's would do. Because y'all, let me tell you what, if I'm going to eat half a pint of Ben & Jerry's, it's not going to be some kind of like light peach fluff sorbet Ben & Jerry's. It's going to be like hardcore chocolate Ben & Jerry's full of a bunch of other chocolate stuff. So this is a great option if that's what I'm going for. So 300, I almost said 300 points. Can you even? 300 calories for half a pint of Halo Top. I love these. We've seen these before. They're the Healthy Choice fudge bars, and they're either 2 or 3 points for a bar. And y'all know that my life revolves around individual serving sizes, and this, it's like a fudge-sicle. It's like a normal size fudge-sicle. So I'll eat one of these and I'm good to go. And they taste good. These, I'm going to hold one of these up and show you because so you can see what it actually is. So these are those little, I think it's called ice cream shop. Ice cream sandwiches. I'll put the logo here so you can see it. But they're like 3 points per ice cream sandwich. Now, I will not eat just one of these, so I don't eat these. I keep these on hand for the intern because he will eat one of them, and that's it. That's his whole dessert. Yo, what kind of human being does that? What kind of monster is he? I don't even know. I have no answer for that. But because he doesn't like sweets. He doesn't eat a lot of sweets. One little bite of something sweet and he's good to go. So I keep those on hand for him and I don't mess with them because like 3 of those would be a dessert for me. Did I say they're 3 points? I think they're 3 points each. And I think you can get them in like mint or different flavors. I can only ever find the vanilla and I can only ever find them sometimes. So, those are a good option, I think, if you can control yourself. They're a horrible option for me because I have no self-control. So those are our more sort of desserty ice cream type options. Let me put these away and then I'm going to tell y'all what else I want to tell y'all. So y'all hang on a second. Well, I already kind of ripped the Band-Aid off of this conversation with mentioning those little ice cream sandwiches that I can't eat because I want to eat them all. I have some suggestions for options for sweet treats that might be an option for you. They are not an option for me, and I will explain why. Those little like Oreo thins, 2 Oreo thins are 3 points. So if you're like the intern and sometimes you want just like a little bite of something sweet and then you're good to go, 2 little bites of Oreo, if those will, if that's what you're looking for and 3 points is in your budget, I think those are a fantastic option. Y'all, 2 Oreos doesn't even exist in my world. So I know better than to even have those around. The sugar-free pudding cups are 2 or 3 points per pudding cup, depending on which flavor you get. And again, great option if you have the self-control and you don't eat like a whole little 6-pack of pudding cups. Some of us we're better off just not keeping those around. There's also those Yasso, is that what they're called? Yasso yogurt bars. I've never tried these. I know some people really like them and I think they're 3 points each. So that's really comparable to those fudge bars that I get. I do not have those because I would eat the whole thing. I just don't have them because I don't have them. But those are another great option for sweet treats that won't necessarily blow your Weight Watchers budget if you can keep yourself in check and only eat one. All right, y'all, that's my list of dessert treats. Ones that I have, ones that I don't have and wish that I could have, but I just don't have the self-control for. And there are a few that I don't have, but I want to try. So first, as always, I need to go do a workout. And I think I'm going to do a hamstring stretch, which I'll show y'all because I found a really good one. So let me do that. Hopefully I'll get some footage of it that I can share with you here, and then afterwards, I want to make some things. I don't think we've made hummus in a while, and I am slap out of chocolate hummus, which is one of those replacement behaviors that I kind of depend on, because y'all know my thing with peanut butter. And if you don't, let me just tell you, I love peanut butter. And I know peanut butter can be a healthy source of protein, but not when you eat it the way that I do. So I figured out that chocolate hummus is a good substitute for peanut butter for me, because I'll take peanut butter and just slather it on a banana or an apple when I'm eating those fruits with my breakfast in the morning. So now I use chocolate hummus instead, but I'm out of hummus. So I need to make a chocolate hummus. And y'all, I found a recipe for a Weight Watchers friendly funnel cake. How excited do you think the Jersey girl in me got at a Weight Watchers friendly funnel cake? So I want to make chocolate hummus. I want to try a Weight Watchers friendly funnel cake. And oh, I need to make some miracle muffins. So let me go work out. I'm going to show y'all that stretch, and then I'll come back and we'll get set up and ready to cook. All right, so y'all hang out and I'll be back in a little while. All right, I am feeling stretchy and I'm ready to get cooking. So, oh, y'all, I forgot to tell y'all. So Sister Gayla, who is a member of the Fit family, which I'll tell y'all about that in a minute in case you don't already know. She is one of my ride or dies from way back, and I'm sure I mentioned this already, but she uses sugar-free Jell-O mixed with Greek yogurt as a snack, and she says it's really good, and she's not a fan of Greek yogurt at all. So if that makes Greek yogurt palatable for her, there must be something going on there. So anyway, Fit family, because of y'all's great support of the channel, we've been able to start memberships here. So I don't want to get all up into the weeds, because there's a video you can watch if you're interested that'll tell you all about different levels of membership and how you can join if you want to get more involved and support the channel in ways other than just watching videos and comment, which I really, really appreciate, by the way. But all right, so let's get on with it, y'all. I'm going to make some hummus. I'm going to make some funnel cakes. I'm going to get some miracle muffins going, and then I'll come back and we'll taste all of it. All right, so let me get this going and I'll be back. All right, y'all, let's start with the chocolate hummus. Now, y'all know I've made this before, but this time I decided to try black beans instead of garbanzo beans or chickpeas. So I used a can of black beans, which I rinsed well, and I made sure that I got plain old black beans, not black bean soup. So all it was what they call prepared black beans with water and salt. Now, I would have preferred to have just black beans, no salt. And maybe if this is good, maybe I'll get some dried black beans and start them just from scratch, like my abuelita used to do, and have like real black beans with like no salt or nothing in them. But if this is no good, I don't want to go through all the like soaking of the beans and the cleaning of the beans and the cooking of the beans if I'm not going to like making hummus with the beans. So let's try this, see what we think. So I did black beans, 1/3 cup cocoa powder, and then 3 good tablespoons of monk fruit sweetener. And then I put in almond milk, and I was careful about the almond milk because remember, last time I put in too much almond milk and it got a little runny. So I wanted to make sure to sort of control the amount of almond milk that I put in. So I put in some, then I put in a little more, and I put in a little more. I've seen recipes that use tahini in their chocolate hummus, but y'all, I just didn't want to add that many more points. So I realized as I was dipping this into my little bowl that I forgot vanilla. So I'm going to taste it and see how it is, and I might add in some vanilla and then just like stir it in by hand and see what we get. But let's start, hang on, I have an apple cut up. So let's start with just the hummus without the vanilla added in, which I intended to put in, I just forgot. So let me taste it, see what we got, and then maybe add some vanilla. It's really good. I don't think I'm going to mess with it. I think when I make it again, I'll put vanilla in it. But, y'all, that's good with just the black beans and the chocolate and the sweetener and the almond milk. Now, let me say this. I grew up eating black beans. My mama's going to be yelling at the screen when I say this, but we ate black beans just about every single day. So I don't taste black beans in this, but I can seriously eat black beans with the spoon straight out of the pot. So if you don't like black beans, this is not the one for you. Maybe just make this with plain old chickpeas. But I like this a lot. It's very creamy. I might could have let it go in the food processor a little bit longer and it might have gotten creamier, but I'm always afraid when I'm making hummus that if I over process it, it might break down. I don't even know if that's a thing. That might not even be a possibility of happening, but I wonder if I'd let it go a little bit longer, if it would have incorporated more air into it and gotten it fluffier. But y'all, this is good. So I'm going to call that good. That's definitely an option. First of all, a replacement behavior for me for eating peanut butter straight off the spoon while I'm eating a banana or an apple. And it'll be good for a sweet snack when I'm craving chocolate. So that's a check mark. Now let's talk about these funnel cakes. Y'all remember, we've tried the 2-ingredient dough in the past that was self-rising flour and Greek yogurt. And y'all, at the time, I think I might have said it was a cup of flour, a cup of Greek yogurt, mix it up, divide it into fourths, and then one of those fourths was 1 point. That's not right, because a fourth of a cup of self-rising flour is 3 points. So no matter what you do to it, if you eat that 1/4 of a cup of flour, that's 3 points. So that's what I did here, is I did a fourth of a cup of flour, a fourth of a cup of Greek yogurt. This was my own little addition. So the funnel cake recipe was just the self-rising flour, Greek yogurt, cinnamon, and vanilla. And then you're supposed to use actual powdered sugar to sweeten it later. I wasn't having none of that. Here's what I did. I did a 1/4 of a cup of self-rising flour, a 1/4 of a cup of Greek yogurt, a tablespoon of monk fruit sweetener, which is 0 points, and then I threw in some vanilla and some cinnamon. Mixed it all up good, turned it out onto some parchment paper with a whole bunch of self-rising flour so that it wouldn't get sticky. Rolled it out into long but still kind of thick strips, and then I took the basket of my air fryer and kind of coiled it into a fake funnel cake, because y'all, the Jersey girl in me just wanted one of those Jersey Shore boardwalk funnel cakes so much. So I coiled it up into my funnel cake. Now, I tried to keep all of the dough from overlapping or touching it all, but I let it touch a little bit at the very end just to see what would happen. I stuck it in my air fryer at 375 degrees for about 5 minutes. Y'all, it does not take long. Got it out. It's beautiful. It smells so good. And I'm hoping that putting that monk fruit sweetener in it sweetened it enough that I don't need confectioner's sugar. But if I do need a little more sweetener on top, I'm going to get some powdered monk fruit sweetener and use that. I'm not adding sugar to this because it's already, so the whole thing is 3 points, right? Because I only did a 1/4 of a cup of self-rising flour, because y'all, if it's good, I'm going to eat it. I know I'm going to eat it. It might take me all day, but I'm going to eat it. So if I did a whole cup and made a whole big old thing, that's 12 or 13 points, because I think if you look up self-rising flour, a cup of self-rising flour is 13 points. So that's that's over half my points for the day. Anyway, y'all get all about outside my head, and let's try this thing. I'm excited. I'm going to just break off a piece. Y'all stop it. Look how nice it looks. Look at the bottom. So this is perfect. I'm so excited. Y'all, I'm so excited. I almost don't want to try it in case it's not good. It's seriously going to break my heart a little bit. It's going to break my heart. If y'all saw the used book haul that I did, where I got the book that had the note, the piece of paper in it, and I thought it was a note. And I, honest to goodness, found that like while I was filming, and I opened it thinking it was going to be a note from like somebody that had the book years ago, and it was just a piece of paper they folded up as a bookmark, and I was crestfallen. Y'all are about to see that if this isn't good. So let's do this. Oh, it's good. Oh, it's so good. Now, could you have given this to 16-year-old Danielle sashaying down the boardwalk at the Jersey Shore thinking that she knew everything and her stuff didn't stink? No. She'd have wanted a fresh out of the vat of fat, real honest to goodness funnel cake with confectionery sugar and cinnamon on top. But for 3 points for this whole thing, y'all, this is good. And I'm tempted to dip it in that chocolate hummus, which is going to add some points to it. I might or might not do that later. Y'all mind your business. But for now, this is really good. So good. And, let me finish chewing. So good. A tablespoon of monk fruit sweetener for 1/4 cup of flour is just about perfect. So that's what, a 1-to-4 ratio, like 1 of the sweetener to 4 of the flour. Y'all know I can't do math on the fly, but and I've read that monk fruit is a 1-to-1 to sugar. So if you're using other sweeteners, just to sort of give you an idea of what that ratio is, I would say for actual like white sugar, 1-to-4 for sugar to the self-rising flour in this thing, and then use that to convert sugar to whatever sweetener you use. All right, that's really good. Now the other thing that I made was miracle muffins, and y'all know these. It's 2 overripe bananas and 2 eggs mixed up with 1/2 cup of any of the flavors of the Kodiak protein packed muffin mix, or like the power powder mix. I made blueberry. Y'all know how I love that like double, triple chocolate, whatever it is. The intern's not huge on those, so I made blueberry because the intern will like this. And I had 3 overripe bananas. And y'all, ain't nothing gonna happen if I leave 1 overripe banana sitting out, except it's just gonna rot, because I'm not gonna make anything with just 1 banana. So I threw 3 banana, well, I threw in 2.5 bananas in mine, because the little furry felons were driving me so crazy, I gave them some of the banana. So we have blueberry muffin to try. And I say try, even though we know these are good. This is really sticky because I put that extra banana in it. But y'all, they're dense. So be prepared for a filling snack. They're tasty and they're sweet. Now, I've never made the Kodiak muffins according to the directions. I always just use banana, and they're always sweet. So I don't know if the sweetness is from the banana or if it's from the actual, I mean, I'm sure the muffin mix has sweet stuff in it anyway, but made with the bananas, they're really sweet. And these are very sweet and sticky from that extra banana I put in it. So those are, if you use 1/2 cup of the Kodiak muffin mix and you make 6 muffins, it's 1 point per muffin. I'm trying to think, I'm trying to make sure we talked about, I think we talked about points on everything. Y'all, if I forgot any points, just ask me in the comments. And I think that's it. So y'all, there are some ideas for some snacks that won't ruin your diet. They won't blow your Weight Watchers point budget for the day. And they should cure that sweet tooth if that's what you're wrestling with. I'm sure there are others that we didn't list here. Tell us in the comments what some of your ideas are for great snacks when you're wrestling with a sweet tooth. Y'all, thank you so much for hanging out with us. If you've made it this far, we're definitely friends. So like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you can keep up with the shenanigans. I upload food and fitness videos at the beginning of every week with some book videos sprinkled in between. See you on the next one.